What's up, Hoops fans? Welcome back to another latest Hoops must-see NBA video. Today we're talking trades, specifically the trade that sees Kyle Lowry leaving his beloved Toronto Raptors and teaming up with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George on the Los Angeles Clippers. But before we dive into that, we just wanted to remind you of the giveaway we're running here at Latest Hoops. You could be our lucky winner and walk away with a brand new PS5 including NBA 2K21 and Madden NFL 21. All you need to do is like this video and leave a comment, then hit the subscribe button on our Latest Hoops YouTube channel and turn on notifications. Once that's done, keep an eye out for the winner being announced in one of our upcoming videos. It could be you! A wonderful place to be this time of year as the March 25th NBA trade deadline is drawing closer. Now, we all remember the Toronto Raptors' historic and memorable run to the 2019-2020 NBA title. It will forever be one of the most historic moments in the sport for several reasons. It was the final blow that saw the end of the Warriors dynasty in the NBA. It was also Kawhi Leonard's official arrival as a bona fide superstar in the NBA, with his Game 7 winning shot against the Philadelphia 76ers going down as one of the most iconic moments in NBA history. But most importantly, it was the first ever NBA championship for a Canadian franchise after being in the league for over 25 years. The run by the Raptors truly was iconic on so many levels, and one of the men at the very heart of that run was Kyle Lowry. Lowry came into the league as the 24th overall pick in the 2006 NBA draft, a pick used by the Memphis Grizzlies. He then spent the first 6 years in the league split between Memphis and the Houston Rockets, who he was traded to in 2008. Kyle Lowry was a respectable role player in the league for those first 6 years. It was only when he was traded to the Toronto Raptors in 2012 that he started developing into the star we all know today. He only averaged double digits in scoring and over 5 assists in one of those first 6 seasons, his last one in Houston before being traded. Since Kyle Lowry joined the Toronto Raptors, however, the franchise has enjoyed its most successful spell in the history of the franchise, partnered first by DeMar DeRozan and then by Kawhi Leonard. Lowry guided the Raptors to 7 straight playoff appearances, including an Eastern Conference Finals appearance in 2015 to 2016. A franchise record 59-win season in 2017 to 2018, and the historic finals run of the following year. The run coincided with Kyle Lowry's growth from respectable role player into NBA star. In his time with the Raptors, Lowry has made 6 All-Star appearances as well as an All-NBA third-team selection. In that time, he has averaged 17.6 points and 7 assists per game, despite often deferring the scoring responsibilities to fellow stars, whether that be DeMar DeRozan, Kawhi Leonard, or Pascal Siakam. Given his performances for the franchise and how integral a part he has been in their sustained success over the last 7 or 8 years, it is perhaps surprising then that Lowry is in trade discussions at all. The feisty point guard has always been vocal about his love for the franchise and his desire to stay with the team until he retires. That love has been returned in equal measure by the basketball-crazy fan base in Toronto. However, more is involved in trading players than just their wants and desires. As we've seen before in Toronto with the DeMar DeRozan trade, sometimes players get hurt for the good of the franchise. That is especially true when the right team comes knocking with the right offer at a time when the Toronto Raptors look ready to shake things up and head into a new direction. With Toronto having just signed undrafted point guard Fred VanVleet to a max contract extension and the Raptors struggling to reach the heights they did last season, it's looking like a roster shakeup may be in order north of the US border. Lowry is the logical candidate to be shown the door if that is the case, even more so given the Los Angeles Clippers are interested in acquiring his services. Pascal Siakam appears ready to take over as the face of the Toronto Raptors franchise alongside Fred VanVleet. With both players being at least 7 years younger than Lowry, it's only logical that eventually the Raptors will hand over the keys to them and move on from the joys of Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan, and Kawhi Leonard. Given what the Clippers can offer for the all-star guard, now seems like as good a time as ever to go through that process. The Los Angeles Clippers have a bunch of quality role players and draft picks available, both of which are exactly the kind of return Toronto will be wanting if they do make the painful decision to part ways with Kyle Lowry. The franchise is ready to hand over the keys to Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam and bank on the fact that those 2 plus quality role players will be enough to see them climb to the top of the Eastern Conference once again. So if the deal between the franchises goes through, and it looks more a matter of when, not if, then what will it look like on paper and what will each team get out of it? Let's take a look. The trade would likely need to involve moving both Lou Williams and Patrick Beverley to Toronto along with Marcus Morris and a first-round pick. In return, they would pick up Kyle Lowry and power forward Chris Boucher from the Toronto Raptors and possibly a second-round pick or 2 to even out the deal. Let's deal with the first-round pick first. The Clippers can afford to give away a first-round pick in this draft. The pick will be a late first-round pick anyway, given the Clippers will be among the best 5 or 6 teams in the league come the end of the season. They're also likely to remain that way for the next 2 or 3 seasons at least, given Kawhi Leonard and Paul George still have multiple years remaining on their deals. The Clippers aren't likely to need a young star anytime soon, so they can afford to give away a first-round pick this year in return for 2 or 3 good years from an elite point guard in Kyle Lowry. As for the players, the price might seem steep, but it isn't when you drill down into it. Lou Williams is an explosive offensive threat but is aging and undersized for a shooting guard. He can be given spot minutes but remains a defensive liability as he has been throughout his NBA career, something that Kyle Lowry is not. Patrick Beverley is an elite defensive presence but doesn't offer too much offensively. He doesn't need to given the firepower the Clippers have, but again, Kyle Lowry offers more on both ends of the floor than Beverley does. Add to that the fact that the Clippers already have a more than capable point guard in Reggie Jackson, and letting Beverley and Williams go in return for a third star really doesn't seem that steep a price to pay. Perhaps more crucially though, the trade would mean they can get out from under the $64 million they owe Marcus Morris over the next 4 years. Don't get us wrong, Marcus Morris is a talented basketball player, but his numbers really don't justify the size of his contract, and he perhaps benefited from the influx of money surrounding new TV licensing agreements with the league. Chris Boucher is putting up more points and rebounds per game with a better player efficiency rating and is currently on a 2-year, $6.5 million contract, which is less than a quarter of what the Clippers currently owe Marcus Morris. Perhaps most crucial to any argument for this trade is Kyle Lowry himself. Lowry knows how to win. He's gritty and tough and clutch and has shown over the past 9 seasons with Toronto that he can will teams to victory. He is the third big piece the Los Angeles Clippers need if they're going to go all the way this season. Several other contenders in the NBA have retooled and strengthened their teams this season. The Brooklyn Nets have put together a super team. The 76ers seem to have finally found a way to successfully pair Embiid and Simmons. The Milwaukee Bucks added Drew Holiday, and Boston star trio of Kemba Walker, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown is improved again this season. The Clippers retooled themselves ahead of this season, but the additions they have made don't seem to be producing at the level they expected them to. This trade represents an opportunity for them to add a third star and improve their bench in one go, and would take them from outside contenders to one of the favorites. As for the Raptors, they pick up some quality NBA veterans to add to a slightly thin bench. Once Pascal Siakam and Fred VanVleet return to their previous levels after being kept out for illness and injury at different stages this season, that should be more than enough to see them climb the Eastern Conference standings and become a dark horse come the playoffs. It also gives them another shot at finding a superstar talent in what promises to be a stacked 2020 NBA draft. Pairing another potential star with Spicy P and Fred VanVleet would almost certainly thrust the Toronto Raptors back into the championship conversation. The downside of the trade is that it would be the second time in the last 3 years the Raptors have let a fan favorite and franchise legend go. Not a good look for the team. However, last time they did it, the end result was a championship, so if the Raptors management believes that moving Lowry can get them another shot at doing that again, then it's likely the fans will give them the benefit of the doubt. Besides, Kyle Lowry has already said that no matter what happens, he will find a way to end his career as a Toronto Raptor. So it'll all work out in the end. It feels like the Clippers took a step back last season when they failed to reach the Western Conference Finals. So far this season, they have done little to show that they are drastically improved from the team that lost to the Denver Nuggets in 7 games last year. Adding Kyle Lowry changes that narrative and gives them another option in the playoffs in the event that Playoff P decides to go on vacation again like he did last year. Lowry is a proven clutch performer with championship experience who is still playing at an elite level. The fact that the Clippers are interested in him is testament to that. We like the trade for both teams. It allows the Clippers to throw their hat into the contender conversation with more confidence and authority and allows the Raptors to quickly retool and return to the upper crust in the Eastern Conference. We think it's going to happen and happen soon. So get your popcorn ready, Hoops fans, because this could be the first of many blockbuster trades that happen over the next week or so in the NBA. Thanks for watching another Latest Hoops must-see video. Be sure to check back in soon for more NBA content because there's nowhere else you need to go for all the things NBA. Remember to like this video and leave a comment, as well as subscribing to our Latest Hoops channel for your chance to win our awesome giveaway. See you again soon, Latest Hoops family, and until then, keep ballin' out. That's it for me. I'll catch you guys in the next one.